Good morning, sir. My name is YEW JIA YIE, metric ID CA19068. My group member is Benedict Huang Nai CA19109 and Tang Center CA19101 and the last one Ki Chun Tek CA18043. Our project is a new cryptocurrency, but since it is a digital currency, therefore we cannot run the code since it is too complicated. So we decided to change for test code part, we decided to change it to blockchain Python since it is more easier. Now let's go to the introduction. Before that, I would like to show you the official webpage of the NEO. And this is the official webpage of the NEO. If you wish to know more information about NEO, you can go to explore in this webpage. NEO was founded in 2014 and has grown into first-class smart contract platform. Actually, NEO is an open source community driven by blockchain platform, and their mission is to be an open network for the smart economy. And this figure is the timeline of the NEO development during this recent year. And NEO was founded by Tai Hongfei and Eric Zhang in 2014 under the name of N-Share. But after that, they already changed the name to NEO. And the original source code was published to GitHub in July 2015. Now go back to the profile. After research, we discover some important information. That is, NEO has 100 million token and 50 million token was sold to early investor through an initial coin offering in 2016 that cost around 4.65 million US dollar, while the other 50 million were locked into a smart contract. Each year, the NEO development team will unlock 15 million NEO token to find long-term development goal. Now, while the programming language that NEO support is C#. Now we will go to the network function. The network function that I in charge is buy function. Generally, this buy function is assigned a local protocol address to a socket, and it can be divided into IPv4 address or IPv6 address. Both of them have different protocol. And this buy function will be called by TCP server only. And this is the basic syntax for buy function. For example, sock ft is a socket descriptor written by socket. And this is the source code that I found in the GitHub. And the line that I highlight with yellow is the buy function. Buy function is used in TCP server so that the server will continue wait and listen to client. The buy function is important since it is used to recognize the client. When the server receives a request connection from client, buy address need to be ready with the port number and IP address. As a result, the client will have successful connection with server. And this is the unbuy function. This function will only works when the condition does not meet. In summarize, buy function will be triggered when a TCP connected message is received, and if conditions are met, the remove endpoint will be added to connected peer and the connection number will be increased by 1. Now we'll go to the network function and blockchain relation. Actually, by function must be assist in here because uh, each node has by address connected to each, and each node has a private key and public key. People will use this key to produce a secret digital identity for transaction purpose. If without this digital identity, the transaction will also fail. So if by address is filled, the transaction will be filled. Typically, by function play load on attached port number and IP address into the socket of each node. If without by function, the cryptocurrency could not be able to connect to any node for transaction purpose. So the key here, the key inside the node play an important role. Now we'll go to the suggested area that need blockchain method. The area that I suggested is food industry. The problem faced by food industry is trust issue and safety issue. And why this blockchain is useful in the food industry? Because food chain, because food industry itself is also a change, a set of link change. There are many actors in that change. For example, farmer, processor, manufacturer, certifying agency, government, and so on. So it is quite similar with the blockchain. So it is suitable to use blockchain in food industry. And for how blockchain work, uh, every single transaction inside the chain will uh, come across together, and the actor on the change will become self-regulating and able to manage their own change. If one node is attacked and compromised from a security point of view, all the other nodes are still there, and if and the relevant body can also act to the problem when problem create. And for who should regulate the change is food standard agency should have the right to fully control the whole change. If anyone break the rule or do something that is illegal, the food standard agency should have the right to punish them or give them action or suggestion to do. Where and where should when and where should we implement this idea? This idea should be implemented in developed country when their technology is in mature level. This idea already implement in advanced country, but in development country, there is still difficult to see this idea. Below is the example of blockchain implement help improve in food industry. Overall, it is said that in 2016, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration investigated a fated salmon. So, with the help of blockchain, they can quickly trace the corrupt harvest of the product and remove it from the supply chain. And this is the reference of my project. This is appendix, full coding of by function only. Now I'm going to test the code. For this part, we already decided to run the blockchain Python instead of NEO. Since NEO is a digital currency, therefore it is difficult to run it. So we just replace it with a more simple code that is blockchain Python. Now I'm going to start it. At first, we need to git clone. I just copy the command and paste it here. Play git clones mean create a local copy of the code provided by developer, or in other words, we just download the source code to our computer. Once it is done, then we go inside the blockchain and we need to create our account for mining later. And as you can see here, every user will have its own private key and public key. This key is special and every user will have its own one, and identity is very identical, just like our fingerprint. And this uh, key will use as an identity for the server to recognize the client. Now I will go to show all the account inside my computer. As you can see here got so many. Is because I try to run it many times before I present it. So I already create many accounts. Now now I will try to show it. This is the account I just create just now, and we'll try to use this account to do mining later. Now I will try to run it. As you can see here, the mining is continuous and will not be stopped unless I by pressing Ctrl C, and it will stop at 522 block. Then I will show it blockchain I just create. Then as you can see it will stop at 522. That means the blockchain I just connected. So the index is matched up. Then I can also check with the transaction list. What we do here will correctly show and list here. And receiver is the account that received the mining, and amount is 20. Hash is the important information inside the blockchain, and this hash is difficult to create to modify again since it is permanent. That's all from me. Thank you.